First we will define what is a projectile. Then we will look into some of examples of projectile motion. And subsequently we will derive mathematical expressions for equation of path of projectile, time of maximum height of a projectile, and horizontal range of a projectile. An object that is in flight after being thrown or projected is called a projectile. The only force acting on a projectile is the force of gravity. Few basic examples that follows our definition of projectile are an object dropped from rest, an object that is thrown vertically upwards, and an object which is thrown at some angle with horizontal is a projectile. In all these three basic examples, influence of air resistance is neglected, and this assumption is necessary for them to be treated as a projectile. Now we will see some real-life examples of projectile motion. In our day-to-day life, we play many sports. If we look closely to our sports activities, we can easily find objects following projectile trajectories. When a football is kicked, it follows a projectile trajectory soon after it loses contact with foot. But again, remember we are neglecting effect of air resistance here. Similarly, when a basketball player aims at the basket and pushes the basketball follows a projectile trajectory until it falls in the basket or on the ground. A juggler juggles the ball, and as he leaves the ball from his hand, the ball follows a projectile trajectory until he catches it in other hand. Water flowing out of a pipe also follows projectile trajectory, and in this video, the parabolic shape of projectile trajectory can be seen. Man-made satellites orbiting Earth are only under the influence of Earth's gravitational pull, so they are also projectile. From example of satellite, we get to know that a projectile need not necessarily fall on Earth. Nature also uses projectiles for defense, attacking, and hunting. For example, a blood-squirting lizard fires a blood stream to chase away the predators. Similarly, a spitting cobra sprays venom to attack. And most clever of them, an archer fish uses a projectile of water to hunt for insects sitting on near water vegetation. To derive equation of time of light, we will consider motion in y direction only, as projectile travels from point A to point B. So we will consider a scenario at point A and then at point B. At point A, we have initial velocity of projectile as u, and this initial velocity u has two components, one along horizontal direction and one along vertical direction. That is ux equals to u cos theta and uy equals to u sin theta. So ux equals to u cos theta and uy equals to u sin theta. Now we have acceleration due to gravity in minus y direction, that is minus g. So acceleration in y direction is minus g. There is no acceleration in x direction, so we have ax equals to 0. Similarly, we will see values of velocity and direction at point B. At point B, we will take final velocity to be v, and its horizontal component will be similar as that of ux, because there is no acceleration in x direction, so we can write it as u cos theta, and y component of the final velocity at point B is 0. Why it is 0? Because at point B the projectile changes its direction as it has already reached its maximum height edge. So beyond point B it will start a decline, and at point B it changes its direction, so velocity in vertical direction has to be 0. So Vy is 0. Similarly, Ax, there is no acceleration in x direction in point B also, and Ay, it is minus g, similar as that at point A. So since it's a case of uniform acceleration, that is minus g, we can safely use Galileo's equation of motion, v equals to u plus at. Now at v we will write vy, since we are considering motion in y direction only. At u we will write uy, and acceleration is minus g throughout. Time we will keep as it is t. Now vy is 0, uy is u sine theta, and minus gt. Rearranging this, we get t equals to u sine theta upon g. So what is this t? It is time taken by projectile to travel from A to B. To travel from B to C, the projectile will take similar time, same value of time to travel from B to C. So time will be same from A to B and then again from B to C. So total time of projectile will be 2 times of this t. So we will denote total time by capital T, and we will write it as 2 times t. So writing the final expression for total time of flight, t equals to 2u sine theta upon g. So this is the total time that a projectile will take to travel from initial point to final point. To get an expression for maximum height of a projectile, we will again consider the motion in y direction from point A to point B. From point A to point B. So the initial velocity, final velocity at point A and point B are same as those we have considered in calculation of time of flight. So everything is similar. The just one thing that we have to consider is vertical displacement as the projectile moves from point A to point B, and that vertical displacement will be the height of projectile, that is capital H. So the vertical displacement, we can write that S in y, that is in vertical direction, is equal to capital H. So again, this is a case of uniform acceleration. We can use another equation of Galileo's equation of motion, that is v square equals to u square plus 2 times acceleration into displacement. Since we are calculating it for y direction only, we will put the values of vy equals to uy plus 2 times acceleration is minus g, and displacement in y direction, so sy. Now we'll put the values here. Vy is 0, 0 square, uy is u sine theta whole square. Now minus 2g, here displacement in y direction is capital H. So rearranging this, we will get 2 times GH equals to u square sine square theta, or H, that is height of projectile, maximum height of projectile, is u square sine square theta divided by 2g. So this is final expression for maximum height of a projectile. So we can just write it again. H equals to u square sine square theta divided by 2g.